Okay, boarding is loading of the bags are almost finished. So what we're going to do now is we're going to start our APU. There we can see it's already starting to spool up. Once it says flaps open, then we're going to hit start, which is now flaps open, start. And 19 EGT is rising. Got 115 volts and APU is available, so we can turn on our bleeds.
Boarding completed.
Just in time. We can get rid of our external power supply. I love how integrated GSS is with FS Labs. As you would have seen, some messages just came up that's entirely automatic based on what the aircraft is doing. So once I disabled the external power, there was no longer a need for it. GSS recognizes it and sends the tow to take it away. Small things like these that make it just a little bit more immersive. Same thing for the SOD gateways. That's also set to be immersive in the sense that once I put on my parking brake, turn off my beacon when I'm coming to a gate, the jetway automatically connects, and vice versa. I take off, I turn on the beacon, I release my parking brake, and it should disconnect as well. Sometimes though it doesn't do that. It always does it for the arrival, but it doesn't always do it for the departure. Alright, so let's check our messages just before we get ready to push up, just to see what is there. So we've got our load sheet. Got one extra passenger we accept, that's perfectly fine. Cabin door is still open, or was open, it's just closed now. So we are going to tell the jetway to go back. There it goes. Alright, fuel pump's coming on. Beacon is on. And at the same time we can also request pushback. Okay, before start checklist. Cockpit prep completed. Gears, panes, and covers removed.
Hello Captain, we are ready for pushback.
Signs on and auto. Adheres on nav. Fuel quantity 8.7 tons. Takeoff data is set.
Locking gear.
Power ref is 1037 set. Below the line, windows and doors closed. beacon on. Thrust levers idle. Parking brake set. We're gonna do a nose right pushback.
Departure check completed. Pipe has been inserted. Release parking brakes.
Parking brakes release.
Commencing push. All engines clear. Start at will.
Perfect. So we've got the go ahead to start. So we'll start with number 2.
Cabin crew on doors in flight. Meine Damen und Herren, ich begrüße Sie auch ganz herzlich an Bord unseres A320. Zusammen mit meinen Kollegen bin ich für den Kabinenservice heute verantwortlich. Schneiden Sie sich jetzt bitte an und ziehen Sie Ihren Sitzgurt fest. Schalten Sie jetzt auch bitte alle Mobiltelefone und andere Geräte mit Sendefunktion entweder in den Flugmodus oder vollständig aus. Weitere Informationen zum Gebrauch elektronischer Geräte an Bord finden Sie im Lufthansa-Magazin. Gemeinsam mit meinen Kolleginnen und Kollegen wünsche ich Ihnen nun einen angenehmen Aufenthalt an Bord. Ladies and gentlemen, it's my pleasure to add my welcome to that of our cabin. Together with my colleagues, I will be responsible for the cabin service on your flight today. Please fasten your seatbelt now and pull it tight. Please make certain that your mobile phones and all other electronic devices with transmission functions are either switched to flight mode or switched off completely. If you would like to know more about using electronic devices on board, please read the information in your Lufthansa magazine. My colleagues and I, we hope to make your stay with us pleasant and a relaxing one. Thank you. Meine Damen und Herren, nur noch ein paar Hinweise zu Ihrer Sicherheit. Ladies and gentlemen, we would like to acquaint you with our safety procedures.
Unlocking gear.
Wir zeigen Ihnen jetzt, wie Sie Ihren Sitzgurt schließen und wieder öffnen können. Your seatbelt is fastened and unfastened.
Tow trucks disconnected. Pipe has been removed.
Sollte der Druck in der Kabine sinken, fallen automatisch Sauerstoffmasken aus der Kabinendecke. Ziehen Sie eine der Masken ganz zu sich herunter, um den Sauerstofffluss zu starten. Drücken Sie sie dann auf Mund und Nase und streifen Sie das elastische Band über Ihren Kopf. Danach helfen Sie Kindern, Personen, die Hilfe benötigen.
Left is clear, right is
In
clear.
the event of a loss in cabin pressure, oxygen masks will automatically drop on the panel above you. Pull the mask down fully to start the flow of oxygen. Cover your mouth and nose with the mask and secure it by pulling the elastic strap over your head. Then assist any children and people who require assistance. Unter jedem Sitz ist eine Schwimmweste. Auf Anweisung der Crew ziehen Sie die Weste über den Kopf. Führen Sie den vorne angebrachten Gurtarm um Ihre Hüfte und schließen Sie ihn. Ziehen Sie ihn dann fest. Unmittelbar bevor Sie das Flugzeug verlassen, ziehen Sie an dem roten Griff, um die Weste aufzublasen. Wenn Sie das Flugzeug durch ein Notfenster verlassen, blasen Sie die Weste erst außerhalb auf. Falls erforderlich, benutzen Sie den roten Mundschlauch, um die Weste aufzublasen. Die Signallampe leuchtet bei Kontakt mit Wasser automatisch auf. There is a life vest under every seat. When instructed to do so by the cabin crew, pull the vest over your head. Pass the belt around your waist once and fasten the clasp.
Flaps 1 plus
Then
F.
pull the belt tight. Just before you leave the aircraft, pull the red tab to inflate the vest. If you leave the
If you
aircraft
bleed
through an
off,
overwing exit,
if you
do not
blaster
inflate
off.
the vest until you are outside the aircraft. If necessary, blow into the red tubes to inflate the vest or top up the air. The signal lights up automatically in contact with water. In der Sitztasche finden Sie eine Informationskarte mit allen Sicherheitshinweisen. Bitte prägen Sie sich besonders die Lage der Notausgänge ein. Sie sind mit dem Wort Exit gekennzeichnet. Leuchtstreifen am Boden zeigen Ihnen den Weg dorthin. Bitte beachten Sie, dass sich der nächstgelegene Notausgang auch hinter Ihnen befinden kann. In your seat you will find an information card explaining the safety instructions. Please take particular note of the location of the emergency exits, which are marked with the word exit.
After start checklist. Anti-ice off. ECAM status check. Pitch trim 23% set. Rudder trim 0.
Ladies and gentlemen, this flight is a non-smoking
Flight
flight.
controls check. Full up.
Meine Damen und Herren, zum Start stellen Sie bitte Ihre Rückenlehnen
Pull down.
senkrecht und klappen die Tische zurück. Passagiere an
Full
einem
left.
Fensterplatz werden gebeten, die Sonnenblende zum Start zu öffnen.
Center.
Wir wünschen Ihnen nun einen guten Flug.
Full right.
Ladies and gentlemen,
Center.
for takeoff, please ensure that
Rudder.
your seat is in upright position and your table
Full
is
left.
folded away.
Center.
Passengers seated at the window seat are kindly
Full
asked
right.
to open the window shades for takeoff.
Center.
Thank you and enjoy your flight with us.
Okay guys, so we're going to be taxiing out to runway 08 right. It's not too long a taxi. We're just going to go right here and then follow Sierra 5, Sierra 4, 3 all the way down to on Sierra to the holding point. We're not on VATSIM, so there won't be any ATC communications today. Clear left. Brake check. Pressure is 0. I've been having a situation, so I'm just gonna be monitoring my my wheels for the temperature. I haven't seen it on the CFM engines, but I've been seeing it on the IAE where I'm getting a hot brake warning on takeoff. I've raised a ticket with labs about it, and hopefully we can figure out why exactly it's actually doing that. Take a look here, just make it a bit bigger. I've got 25 degrees on the wheel number 3, 15 on number 4, 30 on wheel number 1, 25 on wheel number 2. What's been happening is number 3 and 4 has been skyrocketing once the aircraft is airborne, so I'm trying not to use that much brakes at the moment. Obviously I will have to because the speed is getting away from us a bit. Just gonna keep an eye on it. It looks like we're gonna be number 1 for departure. the cabin is ready. Before takeoff, checklist. Flight controls, checked. Flight instruments, check. Briefing, confirmed. Flat setting, config 1 plus F. V1, VR, V2, flat stamp. V1 is 154, VR is 154, V2 is 155, flat stamp is 62 degrees. ATC set. Check my temperatures one more time. 40, 35, 35, 30. I'll keep it on that page. Normally I won't keep it on that page, but I just want to see what it's going to be when we take off. Alright, let's continue the checklist. Ecam memo. Takeoff no blue. Below the line, takeoff runway 08 right confirmed. Cabin crew, they are seated. TCAS, TARA. Engine mode selector, we are going to go for ignition. And we're going to do apex off departure. Coming on, landing lights coming on.
Approaching 08 right.
Clear on the approach. I'm going to do a rolling takeoff because I don't want to touch the brakes. So here we go. Hope you guys are ready. Are we taking off?
08 right.
Man flight 62, SRS, runway blue.
V1.
Rotate. transition altitude, standard set. Standard set and cross check. Flap 0. Still climbing to 20 to 15. I'm not sure why this is happening. I was checking to see if my brakes might be bind or something like that, but I'm in the air and I'm still having this issue. And I only have it with the IAE variant. I don't have it with the CFN. After climbing checklist, landing gear is up, flaps retracted, packs are on, down to the line, below the line, standard set. After takeoff, climb checklist is complete. It's 10,000 feet. Lights coming off, seatbelts coming off. And that's it pretty much for the departure. Doesn't look like the brakes are getting any hotter, hopefully. I'm still a bit concerned by it, but I haven't gotten any warnings. Which is a good thing. So that's pretty much it for the departure, guys. Hope you did enjoy that. It's a bit different from what I'm accustomed to, but it doesn't look like I made any mistakes once I stuck to the checklist. So it's just open skies from here. As I said, we're not on VATSIM, so there's no clearances, no ATC. Just open climb up to flight level 350, and I will catch you when we are doing the arrival into Madrid. Until then, I'll catch you in a bit. See ya! Welcome back, guys. We are well within the descent. If you watched the beginning of the video in entirety, you would have heard me mentioning about the issue I'm having with the hot brakes. And when we took off, we didn't have the warning yet, but we eventually did get it. And as you can see it here, it's telling me that my brakes are hot. Down here you can see how hot exactly they are. 315 degrees Celsius on gear 3, or wheel 3 rather, and 310 degrees Celsius on wheel 4, and we've had that there for the entirety of the flight, for the main reason that we were above the speed required to drop the gear to let it cool off. So as you can see here, with the Airbus, it tells you exactly what you need to do rather than looking for QRH, I think is what it's called. So if performance permits, max speed 250 knots or 0.60 Mach, and landing gear down for cool. And for retraction, we need to be at 220 knots or 0.54 Mach, which means basically we need to be down at 220 knots to during the beginning of the flight to drop the gear and retract it. And I didn't want to slow down that much, so we've kept it for now, and once we get lower we'll drop the gear earlier than usual, provided we get down to our altitude in a timely manner, just to see how it behaves. I'm not 100% sure if it's a bug in the Airbus, because with the CFM I test yesterday, everything was fine. However, when I did the IAE after, I had the same issue as well. So I'm not sure if it's something with the IAE aircraft or if it is something on my end. It's highly unlikely it's on my end, for the main reason that the other variant of the same FS Labs Airbus, I don't get this. So it'd be interesting to see how it goes. Like I said, I've got a ticket already raised in the FS Labs forum, so hopefully we're able to sort it out. We are descending through flight level 190, going down to 5,000 feet. Winds are favoring the north, 360 at 3 knots. We've opted for runway 32 left rather, and we've been assigned our gate, which is T20 from ops. So we're going to shoot an ILS approach. We've got low braking. I'm going to get rid of this message now because I know it by heart, and we'll see how it goes. I don't think I've ever did a soft landing at Madrid, so fingers crossed, and we hope for a smooth landing on the arrival. Oh, I forgot to mention, I'm actually on Prepared 3D version 5.3. I think this was released about 2 weeks ago. So usually I'm not an early adopter. I was going to do this next year, but Labs released their update earlier than expected, and I thought that I would go over to it. Overall, I can tell you that I'm sorry that I actually came up to it. The colors are a bit different, but so are the clouds. To me, the clouds are a lot uglier in version 5.3 than it was in 5.2. In my opinion, and this is just me, I also think that 4.5 was the most stable and prettiest that Lockheed Martin had actually gotten to sim. So I'm still to be convinced that there's something coming better. They're adding other stuff like enhanced atmosphere and stuff, which it's still hit or miss, and it's mostly miss for me, so I keep it off. Seatbelts on. And we've got a transition altitude of 13,000.
Meine Damen und Herren, wir beginnen nun mit unserem Landeanflug. Bitte achten Sie darauf, dass Ihr Handgepäck sicher verstaut ist, und überprüfen Sie, dass Ihr elektronisches Gerät im Flugmodus ist. Alle Sendfunktionen müssen ausgeschaltet sein. Ladies and gentlemen, we are starting our approach. Please make sure that your hand baggage is safely stowed and that your portable electronic
I'm
devices
gonna put this back on the wheel page so I can see what the temps are once I drop the gear.
Stellen Sie jetzt noch Ihren Rückenlehnen senkrecht und klappen Sie die Türen
Despite the bug, which can be a bit frustrating for myself because it feels a bit like I'm doing something wrong and it annoys me, my OCD.
Please ensure that your seat is in the upright position.
But I still like the amount of immersion that the aircraft gives, because in some other aircraft you might just see this and or it might happen and it won't tell you anything. I just love the level of detail that, sorry I put my hand in front of tracker here, the level of detail that FS Labs have actually included in their aircrafts for P3D. There is a challenger, if you will, for MFS in the Airbus arena, Phoenix, and they seem to have a lot included in theirs as well. They've had a few videos put up and they are impressive. I'm just anxious to see what FS Labs will be able to do when they do decide to come over to the MFS platform, if they do, because while MFS has a long way to go, the things that are possible in its infancy stage is still a lot more than what is possible in P3D. P3D is still my choice for jetliners, but I can't bring myself to fly GA in P3D anymore. Let's switch over to standard, not standard but local setting. And for our approach checklist, briefing confirmed, ECAM status check, got the ground spoilers armed, seat belts on. Barrel ref 1029 set. Minimums is going to be 2006 set. Engine mode selector normal, and that's our approach checklist complete. Another quick check of the weather, see what we're looking at. Still 360 at 3 knots, but variable. Between 270 and 050. So that make it a little bit interesting. I actually forget to set my timer, so accustomed for it being done for me, but we've actually been flying for 1 hour and 59 minutes 33 seconds. We should be on the ground in the next 15 minutes. That's 10,000 feet. And the lights on. I've tweaked the clouds a bit to get them looking as it is now, but it's still not quite there as yet. We are 32 miles out. Activate approach checklist. Not approach checklist, approach phase rather. Too. And I'm gonna drop the gear now. We still got a ways to go, but I want to see what the behavior is with the temperatures there. So gear down. Locked. Here's our temperatures coming back down.
$2,500.
So far I've only noticed the temperature actually climbing once we have been airborne, so it's going to be interesting to see when I'm taxiing, because we've got a bit of a taxi, if the brakes are going to go back up. So I expect it to go back up with the roll up, because we are going to use some amount of brakes to get the aircraft stopped. And then I'll put on the just monitor it actually and see if it's still going to be constantly climbing. I think it's hard to just gauge from the arrival, but it doesn't make sense that while I was taxiing on the ground that the temperatures were not really moving, but once airborne they skyrocketed. I don't know. Anyways, I get rid of this for now and we can look at it again on the ground. Runway in sight, localizer alive. My airplane. I'll control the throttles as well. It's point throttles. Flaps 3. Flaps full. Landing checklist. Cabin crew, take your seats. We count that as advised. Auto thrust is speed. Auto brake is low. Ecam memo landing no blue.
2,500.
Continue. The performance on 5.3 is not great at all.
100 above.
Check.
Minimum.
Landing. Our race does turn to a tailwind.
1,000.
Approaching. 3, 2, left.
Light slow.
Yeah, I got it.
Too high, too high. Unstable, unstable.
400. 300. 200. 100. 50. 40. 30. 20. Retard. 10. 5.
We are down. Welcome to Madrid, guys. Flaps coming up. APM master on. And we are going to gate Tango 20. I will use the sport. That's our real temperatures there. I don't know why the right one is so significantly higher. Anyways, it is what it is. After landing checklists. Oh, the thing is awful. Let's see where I'm going first. Another radar off. So it's pretty differential. Here's Ryanair. I wonder if my landing was a Ryanair landing. I'll check in a second. He's in my way, so I am going to go around. It's getting hot again, so we are going to put on the brake fans. Let's see what it's at now. 305 again. Brake fans on. And at the gate we use trucks to hold the aircraft rather than the parking brake. That's our stand. So let's see, how did we do on our landing? Minus 216. Ouch. I'll take it. It's probably the best I've ever had at Madrid. Taxi light off. I see you, bud. On. APU bleed is on. Seatbelt off, beacon off.
Cabin crew, all doors in park.
Confirm. And for our external controls, connect ground chocks and parking brake off. Landing pilot was me, was not an auto land, and we'll send off that message to air cars in a bit as soon as the doors are open. But that's pretty much it for this flight, guys. I wish it was uneventful. We did have the issue with the hot brakes. Like I said, I don't think it's myself, but hopefully we can troubleshoot and get to the bottom of it. Message sent off to company. And thank you so much for watching. I will catch you in the next video. If you like similar content like this, feel free to like, share and subscribe. I really appreciate it. And until next time, stay safe, and I'll see you when I see ya. See ya.